Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm back this time with a new costume look for you. This one is super easy because all you have to do is wear black or gray or white clothes with it and a black or silver wig, and you are all set for your Halloween costume, and it's really easy to do. So first things first, I'm just going to take a cream eyeshadow that is white, and I'm going to smudge it all over my eye, both above and below, and also in my waterline, and blend it with my fingers. Then I'm going to take a white skin paint that I got from the party store and apply it with my hands. I've mixed it with just a tiny drop of black so that it has a slightly grayish tint. And you're going to want to definitely apply this with your hands so that you can keep it warm, and also work fast because once it dries, there's no way you can blend it. Then I'm going to take a gray eyeshadow and my contouring brush and just contour my face the way I normally would. Normally I would use a matte shadow for contouring, but I didn't happen to have a matte gray eyeshadow, so I ended up using a shimmer one. It still ended up looking pretty good though. So if you don't have a matte one, then a shimmer one will work just as good. And yes, I do know that I got a little bit of the white paint on my shirt. I recommend you wear something that you don't really care about when doing this look, and then maybe afterwards, after the face paint has dried, you can change into whatever your costume is. This shirt, thankfully for me, is pretty old, so I'm ready to get rid of it anyway. Now, because I'm using such stark colors, and I'm not using a foundation, I'm actually using face paint, the contouring can turn out a little bit harsh, so you have to blend a lot. So to do this, I'm using a foundation stippling brush, and I'm just buffing that in circular motions. And I'm trying not to be too harsh to where it'll actually rub off the white face paint, but not so gentle that it won't do anything. So this is actually working pretty good if you're just patient and you continue to be gentle with it and you just continue to blend. Don't lose patience with this part. This is probably the part that took the longest for me. Now, after doing all the contouring, it's gonna look pretty crazy, but don't freak out. It'll all start to look normal in a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a white eyeshadow to highlight my face, but I'm also using it to go over the contouring areas where it looks a little bit too harsh, and it'll also help correct any mistakes I made if I brought the contouring out too far or made it too big, especially on the nose. I always seem to have trouble with the nose, but that's because I have such a big nose. It's a Scottish nose and I'm proud of it. Thank you very much. But yes, anywho, grab your white eyeshadow, and a matte eyeshadow works best for this, but again, if you don't have it, it'll be fine if you use one with shimmer in it too, as long as it's not like glitter shimmer, you know. Don't be looking like a disco ball. Then I'm going to grab an angled brush and a black eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it to fill in my brows pretty thick. Depending on the era of time you're trying to copy with your film noir look, you're going to want to change your eyebrow shape. I decided to just follow my natural shape for this one. If you want to go with the 40s, you want them to be somewhat thick but with a very high arch. If you're going with a 20s look, make them very thin, almost pencil thin. And if you're going with a 30s look, you still want them to be pretty thin, but the arch needs to be pretty high. Then after that, I'm going to grab a fluffy brush and the same white eyeshadow from earlier, and I'm just going to brush it all over my lid and all the way up to my brow bone. Then I'm going to take the brush and the same color that I used to contour my face, and I'm just going to brush it in the crease of my eye and slightly above. Then I'm going to take a pencil brush, and a Q-tip will work well if you don't have one of these, and I'm going to dip it in black eyeshadow, and I'm going to smudge it in a V shape in the outer corner of my eye. Then I'm going to use a different fluffy brush to blend out the black that we just put in there. After that, go ahead and apply a very thick coat of mascara. I'm going with more of a 40s-ish look, and mascara was huge in the 40s. But liquid eyeliner and false lashes were not really very big back then. They didn't actually become very popular until the 50s and 60s, especially the 60s with false eyelashes. So it depends on the era you're going for, but if you're going for 40s, layer on the mascara. I honestly think that there should be a forum online where you can submit a picture of your face while you apply the mascara and the weirdest face wins $100 or something like that. Why is this not a thing yet? Then I'm gonna take a little bit more of the gray eyeshadow just because I wanted to intensify it a bit more and blend it all the way up to my brow bone. After that, I'm going to use a slightly lighter shade of gray, and I'm going to apply it to my cheeks as if it were a blush. This one was kind of hard to do just because it's so counterintuitive. You don't normally apply a dark color to your cheeks, but you have to remember that in black and white photos, anything that's red or pink is going to look basically gray in a photo or in black and white film. So just smile like you normally would and apply it to the apples of your cheeks and make sure to blend it out really good. Now once you feel like you have that blended out just right, grab your black eyeliner and use it as a lip liner on your lips. Especially focus it on the outer edges of the lips and the outer corners as well, and make them a little bit bigger on top if you can, just by drawing slightly outside the lip line. Now after that, grab a eyeshadow brush and a gray eyeshadow, and for this part a shimmer eyeshadow works great, and just use it to fill in the middle of the lips where the black eyeliner isn't covering the lips. Now after taking my hair down and styling it, I realized that I wanted to change the eyes just slightly, so I took that same pencil brush and I took a little bit of black eyeshadow and I just dragged it underneath the lower lash line to intensify it a little bit. Then I grabbed the flat-topped foundation brush and I just continued to blend it out just a little bit more, and I also added a little bit more of the white eyeshadow as a highlighter, and I also used it as a setting powder. And that about does it for this look. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Cool thing about this look is that it's so classic and timeless, and it's very simple to do. You don't even really need to buy a costume. And I love how it looks with black and white. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day now. Bye-bye.